Cobb corner, play on speed, stack nod. And like this is the stuff that, I'm watching and all this stuff. And I've seen Cobb over the years, and I saw him last year play the Jets and all this stuff. And like people talking shit about the guy, yeah, if he was receiver 1, 2, 3, okay, we should be pissed. If he's receiver 4, okay, questionable. Receiver 5, like really, we want Mims over this guy. Are you sure? Are you really sure? Cobb corner, play on speed, stack nod. Okay, let's watch. Right. So now we have another play where he's running a corner route and he gets open. Like, wow, the guy is, again, he's lost his athleticism at this point, but it's a good job. So Cobb corner, same thing, same almost the same thing as one of the last plays where he stems initially to the inside, and as he's going across that vertical plane, watch him duck his shoulder, one, to avoid contact, right? He doesn't want his chest at this point. He doesn't want his chest at this point to get contacted, because then that's going to obviously slow him down and keep the DB in front of it. So he dips the shoulder, again, lesser of a drive right there. As he goes across, duck the shoulder, put more speed into it to stack him. Slight nod to the inside. Slight nod to the inside. Outside. And just that slight nod to the inside just gets the DB thinking, maybe trying to match to the inside. Breaks to the outside, open on the corner. Again, now is he wide open? No, but is he open enough for Aaron Rodgers? Yeah. And look at that ball. Money. But Cobb created the separation, now, yeah, it's only a yard. Who cares? Like, that's a good route. I want to see Mims versus off press get open on a corner. I'm not trying to like shit on Mims or whatever. It's just like to hear people talk about Cobb like he's some scrub that's only his benefit. He should be so gracious that Aaron Rodgers allowed him on the team, because clearly guys like Jeff Smith and Brett and and Denzel Mims are more talented. It's like, what are we talking about? So. And there's things you can't account for, the scramble drill with Rodgers, him knowing when to sit down, what Rodgers is looking at. Like, I'm happy with Cobb as 5. Not even just defending him that he's not shit. I'm happy with him where he's at. Okay, so we have Cobb inside slot right here, number 3. Cobb adjust, I'm assuming, to a bad ball. Yeah. Okay. So this is the one where he's running a seam right here, looking back for the ball as he gets into the open part of the field. And now we have a scramble drill. Cobb realizes it, puts on the brakes, shows Rodgers his eyes, shows Rodgers, hey, I'm open. Rodgers throws the ball away from the dropping safety, throws it to the outside shoulder. Cobb adjusts to it, works up the field. Again, simple, but it's a good adjustment on this play, checking the inside, showing Rodgers his eyes, his hands, and then adjusting to a ball that's outside. Nothing overly crazy, but still a good play. Cobb raised before break. Okay. Slot right here to the top. Just playing with timing. Just eats up some ground. 1 aggressive step, 2 raise up. And that's just getting the again, just throwing off timing. That raised up to the DB is just I'm trying to think about like how exactly to word this. It just throws off timing. He's thinking with a raise up like that a break's not coming right now. Like he's probably thinking, oh, it's a foot fire, it's a short stride, something's coming. But with that one step, that one more aggressive step, and then the raise up, it gets the DB thinking. He's not necessarily his weight's not on his heels, but he's being pretty patient with his feet, not expecting a break as quickly as it comes. 1 raise up, 2, get out of the break smoothly. Again, he's not explosive, but he's pretty smooth. Like we see how smooth he is, and that Rodgers misses him, which we've talked about in Rodgers' review. In terms of the feet and some things like that, why he misses him. There's no reason to be fading out of this throw. Throws over his head, but it's a good route. 1, 2, raise. Oh, just get him. Just lull him to sleep a little bit with that raise. Get him thinking. That's exactly what he does. Cobb foot fire. Okay. Bottom right here, number 2. Outside slot. little bit of a play on his eyes here too, where he's looking to the inside, trying to get the DB to think, oh, I got him. Yeah, he's looking inside. He's not even paying attention to me. Cobb short strides him before he eats up too much ground. Gets that left foot planted. Get head nod to the outside. Wipes away the inside arm, or almost he wipes it away. Yeah, wipes it away. Inside on the break, easy. But it's foot fire, short stride. No, it's more like this one, he's really not moving. So this one's more of a foot fire. So he closes up ground with a foot fire, eyes inside. DB's thinking, oh, he's not even looking at me. I got this, bro. Nope, you don't. That slight nod to the outside. You see how he like slightly watch straight and then slightly pivots his hips to the outside. DBs are told to read hips. The hips right now are showing outside break. Foot fire. Don't pay attention to him at all until you go to break. Break. Wipe away the hands. Get inside. Cooks 30 on the slant. Cooks him. But he's terrible. Okay. It's a good foot fire release. I like that a lot. Cobb win seam. No contest. Assuming like for contested catches, yeah, he's not the best at that. But number 2 to the bottom in slot. Let's see. So this is a throw for Rodgers that you want to see, and he loves to put the ball inside and let his guys make plays. But with Cobb, he's not really that guy. So you're hoping. Now I get with Rodgers thinking like I want to throw this ball inside. Why? Because this corner's still there. You never know if he speed turns or is tipped off, and he can pick it off. Okay, I understand that. So he throws it to Cobb's inside shoulder or inside. You want to see Cobb obviously make a better play on the ball. Now with that, it looks like his right hand is pinned. Yeah, look at his right hand is down and it's being held by the defender. So it is hard for him to attack that ball. So that's part of it as well. But just to note, even with that being said, we do want to see him come back to the ball and attack it. Now, yes, his arm is pinned or getting held or whatever it is right there. But just in general, I want to see him flip his hips around here. Again, if guys were just to flip their hips and jump vertically and let the defender run through them, I think there'd be a lot more DPIs. I think more receivers could get a little bit like smarter in terms of how to draw it, because right here he got close to drawing it, but if he were to attack that ball at its high point, try to fight to get back inside and attack it at its high point, it's probably called, and it probably should be called regardless here, because the hand is held. But with that being said, he's not necessarily the best contested guy. Want to see him attack that ball again? Tough spot being held, right? That's no secret. Cobb wing to keep separation, push by. All right. Cobb inside slot right here, number 3. All right. So we have it's like a deeper slant in, but uses a shuffle release initially. Yeah, uses a shuffle release. He's facing a DB with pretty heavy, actually not pretty heavy, but inside leverage. So he's going to try to now. He's in actually. Yeah, so I would actually no, it's not bad. So he's in a shuffle release right here. Shuffle release. He's just hoping that the DB widens, and then he's hoping to take an inside stem at that point. But the DB flips, and he's still inside leverage, with his hips opened up. So it's kind of it's gonna be hard for Cobb to either get over the top in like a 5-step slant or whatever this is. It's gonna be hard for him to get over the top so quickly, or to get underneath, because the DB is heavy inside leverage. So Cobb shuffle releases, chops down on that arm, on the near arm of the DB, obviously, because he wants to defeat that arm. He doesn't want to get contact in his chest. So reaches, defeats the arm, or at least prohibits it, defeats the arm, leans into the defender. So now you have him leaning into the defender trying to hold his ground, lean into Cobb. But now when Cobb puts on the brakes and uses a throw by, the DB is now leaning into him. So you're using his momentum against him. So good job leaning into him to get him to lean into you. So again, shuffle release, defeat the arm to get him off balance, and obviously not to get contacted. Puts on the brakes, uses a throw by, left arm comes across to clear himself, push off that shoulder, get inside on, again, the deep slant or in. Not an easy spot. It's not easy. And again, no, does he create 1,000 yards of separation? No. Is that enough for Rodgers to hit him? Yes, it is. So it's a good job. Shuffle, defeat the arm, lean into him, throw by, clear himself. Cool. Cobb, RPO, pull leg away, smooth over explosive. Okay, he's in the slot right here, inside slot number 3, to the field. So we just have him running into the seam. It's an RPO, and obviously Rodgers sees the linebacker, pumps it, throws it behind him. But in terms of the yak, the route's not really much, right? Because he's just looking for the ball immediately because of the RPO. Now, as he comes into contact, we'll see it, but chops down on the arm that's trying to contain him. I think he pulls the near leg too as well, and then runs for some yak. It's a good play by him getting some yak. He was definitely a very good, at least to my remembrance, he was a pretty good yak player in Green Bay and throughout his career. Now, obviously, with some of that stuff leaving him with age, he's not as good at yak, but he's definitely really good with like angles and knowing how to get yak. And as he catches this ball, obviously he knows the defender's coming from the inside. Watch him pull his near leg. We talk about that a lot. Lighten the near leg, because obviously you're expecting contact from the near leg, and if you have a lot of your weight distribution on said leg, then that defender contacting that leg is then going to bring you to the ground. But when you lighten the load on that near leg, you put a lot of the pressure on the far leg, then it's obviously harder to trip him up. So pulls that near leg through, stutters, goes to stiff arm, realizes it's not there. Stiff arms a little bit, for an extra however many yards he picked up there. But it's a good yak play. Trust me, there are plenty of players here who are going to get tackled right there, or there. But it's a good job by Cobb picking up some yak. Cobb physical block, slot top. Yeah, he's a willing blocker too. Again, obviously him being 5'11", whatever he is, he's not the best blocker out there, but he's still willing, and that's the most important part. Or one of the most important parts, not the most important part. So he's number 2 right here in the slot. Let's see. He does this. He did this at least 5 or 6 times that I noticed, and probably even more. I just didn't chart or anything like that. But he'll come off the ball with like a slow pace, and not like stealing a release or anything like that. But he just comes off with a slow pace, just letting his one. It's a slow pace, but there's a lot of like movement there. Because now, obviously, he doesn't want the DB's eyes inside. He's trying to show him, okay, I'm running some type of route. But as he comes into that contact window, he'll explode into contact. Explode, duck his head, gets his hands on, drives him down the field a couple of yards, stays attached as much as he can. We can see him working off his insteps. Look at him working off his insteps on the second level. We have offensive linemen on this team who won't do that. Carter Warren's not doing that. Yannick Kajus actually might do that, even though I hated his film, but he actually is pretty good staying attached to blocks on the second level. But it's a good job. We like the physicality here. Bang, like lowering his helmet like that. Guys think about that shit. They do. So now the next time he does that, come off like that, foot fire, and then he's gonna be preparing for contact, break outside. Like that matters. I really really like this type of play from anybody, but for a 32-year-old veteran who's, again, just so gifted to be on Aaron Rodgers' team, it's surprising that he is actually willing to block. Cobb pivot, so he's gonna run like vertical, maybe a little bit to the outside, spin, go back inside. Okay. Ooh. So he goes to, so they switch releases again, and he's gonna race to the outside right there, hoping that the DB widens. The DB widens but stays over top of the route, so Cobb gets physical. Gets hands on,